Freedom sounds amazing. No rules, no bosses, no deadlines. You are free of guilt and full of potential. But freedom goes beyond doing whatever you want. It means having mental clarity to think without being chained to society's expectations, inclinations, and ideologies. Are you free from people telling you to buy something to be happy, telling you to believe in something to be saved, and to join them in saving the world? Why do we pledge allegiance to religions, political parties, and dietary restrictions? We want to belong to something, as belonging makes us feel safe. When you're part of a group, there's a tribe to back you up. You've got purpose, but in exchange for the feeling of security, you forgo your individuality. You've got to conform, sacrifice your freedom. You're just a cog in the wheel. Belief systems such as capitalism, communism, veganism, and minimalism promise us a framework for life with a set of rules to follow. The rules can save us from existential crises, but the problem is they demand loyalty. You're either in or out. No room for nuance, no space for questioning. When we escape from one belief system, we often jump to another. People leave one political party to join another. They quit going to one church to attend a new one. When playing a game of musical chairs, people sit anywhere that feels safe. But true freedom doesn't come from finding the perfect chair. It comes from realizing you need not play the game at all. We want freedom, but we don't want it to interfere with our beliefs, habits, and commitments. This is why knowledge can be the enemy of learning. To inquire properly, one must be free. If your mind is chained to an ideology, be it religious or political, no amount of learning can get you anywhere. Whatever you do to earn a living, whether you're a lawyer, engineer, or accountant, you have less freedom as you progress in your profession. When you're a master of your craft, by tragic irony, you're also a slave whose freedom is limited. Professional success is admirable, but your mind now doesn't dare to calculate beyond risk versus reward. Even scientists, who are supposed to be independent inquirers, are only free in the laboratory. The moment they step outside, they're bound to society. Our laboratory, however, is life itself, which is unbounded and uninterested in our hypotheses. To be free, we must drop our beliefs and opinions. But can you tell devout believers that their faith is a mental cage? Or tell the capitalists that economic growth is a hamster running in a wheel? To escape the relentless rat race, we seek solitude. But even if we renounce the world, our minds are still lugging around our mental baggage. Renunciation is futile because the world is in us, in our conditioning, our inherited neuroses. So, the paradox is, to be free, you must first be free. And yet, to escape the suffocating embrace of your conditioning, you must at least pretend to let go. Stand alone, unburdened by the past. It's not easy. Freedom begins when you stop pretending you've already found it. There is a quiet tragedy in our search for freedom, a deep yearning aching our soul, yet so elusive it slips through our fingers when we try to grasp it. How can we be free? This question sounds simple, but is pregnant with complexity, longing, and heartbreak. Freedom stands alone at the edge of the known, stripped bare of certainty, of comfort, of the warm embrace of belonging. We are fragile, and the world teaches us to seek shelter in commitments, to people, to ideas, to faiths. We believe these commitments will anchor us, but they often become the chains that bind us. In the safety of belonging, there is a quiet taming of the wild, a suppression of possibilities, a lack of love for blue oceans and boundless skies. Often, We confuse love with commitment, which confines love. We forget how to love without imposing our fears and desires upon another. True love is untainted by the intellect. Yet, our mind calculates with endless need for control, reducing the purity and intensity of emotion, leaving just a pale shadow of what love can be. Our mind is curious, but inquiry is an act of vulnerability, of being open to all possibilities. We must drop our beliefs, assumptions, and conclusions. Let go of the certainties that comfort us. We are creatures of habit, and so we seek conclusions, thinking they will bring us peace. Yet every conclusion becomes a wall, a boundary that confines our thinking and stifles our inquiry. To conclude that God exists or doesn't exist is to close the door on the mystery, to cease to wonder, to stop searching. When we do so, something within us withers. Is it not the act of questioning, the act of perceiving without judgment, that keeps us alive, awake, and free? But we are afraid of the vastness, the uncertainty, the groundlessness of existence, so we commit ourselves to conclusions, to beliefs that can neither be proven nor reformed, seeking solace in their confines. There is a profound sadness in the conflict between intellect and emotion, between the mind that dissects and the heart that simply knows. The intellect sharpens us, allows us to reason, to navigate the complexities of life. But when it dominates, when it intrudes upon the purity of emotion, we become cold and calculating, losing our humanity. Yet emotion too is not untouched by corruption. Society, with its fears and constraints, molds our emotions, shapes them to fit its expectations. Often, fear becomes the undercurrent that distorts our feelings. Can pure emotion and intellect coexist? Or must we transcend them both to perceive truth directly without interference? To seek freedom is to confront the weight of our conditioning, the fragility of our minds, and the depth of our fears. It is to walk a solitary path, one that does not promise answers or destinations. And yet, there is beauty in that solitude, in the act of seeking for its own sake. To inquire into freedom is to confront the very essence of what it means to be human. Our longing, our vulnerability, our endless struggle to reconcile the intellect with the heart, the known with the unknown. Perhaps we will never find the answers we seek. Perhaps freedom, like love, is not something to be found, but something to be lived, moment by moment, in the space between thought and feeling, in the silence between conclusions. It's difficult to understand this strange, intangible quality of freedom, but perhaps in our quiet moments of inquiry, we catch glimpses of it, like sunlight filtering through the leaves, fleeting and fragile, yet achingly beautiful. And perhaps that is enough. Thank you for watching. If you find this video insightful, please subscribe. Thank you.